Go live, Ma.
Okay, I think it's on.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. People on the screen. This is kind of cool. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our TokiTV, our gathering each and every Sunday, gathering for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's legacy. Thank you for being with us. Erin, hey, jumped in right in the nick of time. Good job. Let's go around the room and check in, see how everyone's doing. Deb Cruz, how are you?
Hanging in there.
How are you, Ma?
All good, thanks. Stormy here, but glad to be here.
Awesome. Miss Raynell, Sk'aliCh'elh, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see everybody. Hi, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's.
Good to see you, Christina. Why are you mute? There we go.
Hey, I'm good. I'm getting, really happy and excited to see a lot of you next weekend. Yep.
It's going to be good. And I'm going to switch you. I'm going to put Howard in the middle, surrounded by all these women. Howard, how's it going?
Well, I'm loving this. Well, yeah, all's well here. I'm just looking forward to how this show turns out.
Awesome. Deborah?
I'm so good, y'all. I'm so good. The heavy marine layers coming in on Woodby Island. I'm in heaven. I love the time with the marine layers. So
Awesome. Alma, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. It's been a while, and happy to see Erin here as well. Looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, this is good. And I've asked Erin to join us because Erin has a lot of information about the event and kind of, so why don't we just kind of get into that? Because we have a lot to talk about today, guys, and we're going to give you some time to ask us anything. That was Howard's idea. That could be fun. But what I want to do,
reason.
yeah, within reason. We want to talk about some of the logistics for folks for next week. And then, as you know, every time that we do something for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, it's not just a logistics piece, right? We have to talk about the logistics and the what. So, but there's also a huge cultural and spiritual piece that we need to prep ourselves for and that we've been prepping ourselves for this week. And so I've asked Raynell to join us for that piece because really it's going to be a wonderful time. So Erin, thank you for being with us. And we've been planning for weeks and weeks, and Erin's been part of that. And Erin, why don't you tell it says folks, Friends of Limestone Society, why don't you tell folks about what you do and how you're this event planning?
Well, yeah, I've held a lot of different events at the park. I started off initially as an interpretive specialist at Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's, and for about 4 years served in the uniform and lived in the park. And then the budget cuts eliminated that position. That's when I founded Folks, Friends of Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's Society, to kind of keep everything kind of afloat, interpretive and just interpretive wise, but also just really hoping to deepen people's connection to that place, and and so many different kind of ways. It's just an amazing platform for everything and anything you can imagine. It's just that, as all of you know, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's is just very inspiring as a place, and attracts a lot of people from all over the world. So it's just a perfect opportunity and platform for events like this, of course, and so I just like to act as a conduit, essentially, through the nonprofit and through my experience at the park with the parks, as well as a nonprofit. We're doing all sorts of fundraising and just efforts just to bring people together in community and in spirit if they can't actually be there. And yeah, just it's just exciting to kind of connect up with people and different groups and organizations as partners and smooth that process, hopefully too, because of the experience that I've had already there, and a lot of people already have their own experiences too that they're inspired to want to be part of and plug in. So it's just just finding ways to do that.
Awesome. Well, you've been instrumental in planning the August 18th Gathering of Hearts. And so why don't we talk about some of that, because I'm not from there, so I don't know ferries and shuttles and all this kind of stuff. So I do want to see if you can kind of cover for folks what we talked about as far as getting to the park and the options that we have for people getting there and what that looks like.
Right. Cindy has been integral in that as well. Just planning, since she and I are kind of more boots to the ground, front lines here on the island itself, and her partner Craig runs the San Juan Transit shuttles, so he's been really good about working with any of the events that we do out there. And so I think that essentially, let's see, I'm going to just read this right off of the event page, because it's where I would highly recommend anyone going to anyways, just as further discussions happen and things develop. And I imagine that link is pretty available, and that you have that kind of for people maybe that they can go to. And yes. So it's also a Facebook page, So let's see, it says, Discover passes are required. So parking there is going to cost, the event is free, but to park there and parking, especially because it's a Sunday afternoon, peak season still in August, I would really recommend carpooling or taking the shuttle, because especially if there's whales around, that parking lot just fills up and it just kind of gets a little chaotic. And then you go around and it's kind of like it's full, then where are you going to go? You have to go back to town. So it's almost like plan for it, So I think what it says here, I'm just kind of reading off of it. It's a $10 round trip for the San Juan Transit, and the bus will depart from Memorial Park, that traffic circle that's right by just right at the bottom of Spring Street. You walk off the ferry and you can walk right to that circle. They will also make a stop further up at the top of Spring Street, where there's public parking, where it's like a long-term parking, so it's more than 2 hours, and it's a Sunday anyway, so it doesn't really matter where you park on a Sunday. There's no time limit for that, but that I think that the transit is planning on making a stop there. So if you want to park in that area and then meet the transit up top, then that'll offer access to be able to park your car as well if you drive on, or if you're just on the island already and want to head in and catch a shuttle from there. Let's see. I think they said we decided on 11 a.m. as well as 12 p.m. So there's going to be 2 different transits going. So, and then the return trips will come back from Lime Kiln around 3 and 5 p.m. So there's also options to connect onto the public, all the ones that are already running publicly. Those times are specific for this event. And then there's also, the regular public transit times that he runs in general. So there's options, which is kind of nice.
So I think if I'm correct, so we're going to do the specific shuttle at 11, and then the public one leaves right there from the ferry at 11:30, and would have people there at 12:15. That's the public one, and then we're going to do another one at 12. Right? Did you say that already?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's a 3 specific for the event, and then the public one is 4:25. That would have you back to the ferry area at 4:55. And then there's the 5 o'clock. So it's kind of like if you miss one, you'll get another one. And then, like Cindy had said, if there's a whole lot of people, they'll know, right? They'll know how many people they took there. So if they have to run a couple of runs, if there's, that many people, then they'll be able to do that. I offered to drive a shuttle,
Right.
and they all just laughed at me. I guess it's pretty big.
You're going to be a little busy anyways, so.
We're going to be a little busy. Another thing for people to know, I think if you haven't gone to the event page, please do. And I'm going to drop that. I'm going to try to drop that in the chat when someone else starts talking in a minute. Please go there because it has all this information. This really is like a family gathering. It's like a family reunion. It's not there's going to be speakers. There's going to be a program, but it's not like a big structured sit down and watch, thing. It's a gathering, and we're all going to be there gathering together and talking and, laughing. And people who want to sing will have the opportunity to sing. People who want to come up and read a poem will have the opportunity to do that. So there'll be kind of an open mic type thing. Well, a lot of other things are going on. Peggy Oki's going to be there, and Christina, and they're going to have, letter writing and postcards and all this stuff for breaching the dam. So there's going to be multiple things happening. We do ask people to please bring your water bottle with you so that we're not, out there with a bunch of mess. And there will be water there. Rosie is doing food, and we're really, really grateful for that. Howard and Susan are providing the equipment. And I mean, there's just a lot that's gone into it. And so thank you, Erin. And then logistic wise, Howard, is there anything you want to add before we move over to talk about the spiritual and cultural piece?
Well, only to take care for the environment, for the ecosystem around, and that is written into the permit that we need to stay on the trails and not disturb anything, not try to drive any stake into the ground anywhere, and just to be very careful and respectful of the whole natural world around the lighthouse. So that's basically all that I can add to this. I think Erin would agree with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also as far as shuttling stuff down, if there's people that have mobility issues, and then shuttling things down like equipment and tables and tents, when we're starting to set up and everything, it's really important to be mindful, especially because it's going to be midday and probably busy, a Sunday. Just basically just driving at a very slow pace, like a hiker's pace down, and give, try to give as much space to people already on the trail. It's going to be challenging. Usually I do events in the evening for this reason, because it is busier during the day, but hopefully everyone can kind of make their way down there that needs to. And then basically just parking the cars right back up at the parking lot. Mm-hmm. I know the rangers are going to be kind of looking for that, potentially making sure people are kind of being mindful of that.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, and kind of to Howard's point, like we're gonna leave it as we found it. If there was a rock on your way down, there's should be that rock on your way out. No, don't pick things up and take with you kind of a thing. So we want to respect that and respect the property. Another thing on the shuttle, I know there's obviously shuttles charged, but I think this will be done at a discounted rate. I'm not sure what that'll be, but it won't be full price, just so you guys know. For those of you who take the
Yeah,
shuttle.
it's $10 trip.
Okay, cool. You said that already, probably, as I'm sitting here like
Yeah.
trying to.
Normally it's
Okay.
15 round trip. Normally it's 15 round trip. If they do end up on the public time as opposed to the special one, they might end up. I'm not sure if the driver, whoever the driver is gonna know to charge different, or if they're capable of that. So just, I guess, be aware of that, I guess.
Okay. Cool. All right. Anything else, Howard?
I don't have any helpful tips otherwise. Aaron has covered it, I believe. Just that let's all join together and gather our hearts together.
Yeah. I want to remind people that we will be streaming. The other piece of that is we will be streaming, and Aaron, thank you for that as well, for them letting us use their Wi-Fi out there and everything. So the hope is everything goes smoothly. If for some reason there's, wind and that affects the Wi-Fi, we will also be recording the event, and so that will be shared after. If for some reason the live doesn't work out. Okay. So just know that we will post that up as soon as we can. If that happens to be the case, and just really reminding people that we have all been brought together from many different locations. So you don't need to be physically present to participate in this event. Just like we all have always been in multiple locations, your participation is super important, regardless of where you are. And I just really want to stress that. You can participate from wherever you are, and we will feel that energy. Energy knows no space and time, as we know. And so I really want to encourage people to do what you do at that time. Of course, watch and join us, but have your candle lit if you like candles. However you want to honor this time. And with that, I will ask Sk'aliCh'elh to just talk to us about how we can prep ourselves and our hearts for the event.
Aishka, Annette, and everybody that's been working so hard to plan this, much love and gratitude to you all. It's really important if we're going to gather on the 18th that we come with a good heart, an open mind, and show the gratitude and love that we've learned that she does, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's. And we're also there to honor her family. So it's so important that we can cleanse ourselves and leave whatever bad feelings, hardships before you get to the location. Because the more open and loving we are, the more Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's going to feel it, the more her family is going to feel it. And this is a real time to show our love, our gratitude for her sacrifices, and also appreciation for bringing us together how she has. We're such an eclectic group of people, but it's her love has been that common thread that has kept us together, and it will continue to in the future, because now we have her legacy, which is to help save her family, which is to save salmon, to return the salmon, to make the waters pure and clean for her family, to be mindful of the vessel traffic as it's the waters, the traditional waters of her people, the Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's, the Orcas. That's their water, not ours. So just being respectful in all ways that we can when we come together and gather in her name.
Thank you, Raynell. Thank you. I know each morning, as I'm saying my prayers, really praying and cleansing that space already, cleansing my airline trip, and I'm seeing myself meeting Alma there in Seattle, and us getting on the next leg of our trip, and just really cleansing each step, and knowing that time is sacred, and it already is. It already is this preparation time. I'll share that I last night was watching our Thursday night prayer and meditation the night before she passed. And we started off by saying, hey, we're doing things differently today because we have no idea what's going on at Lime Kiln, but they're, the super pod, and they're splashing and jumping, and that entire Thursday episode, our prayer meditation time, we were just in awe. And you hear us, I don't remember who said it, but it was like, is a baby being born? Is there, like, what's going on? Something's going on. We know something's going on.
Mhm.
And then I watched the events that happened the day after she passed. And we were live at the Seaquarium, and Howard was live there at Penn Cove. And then I watched our Sunday TokiTV, and just, it was healing for me to watch, but it was really sad. And just to see our faces and how broken we were those first few days. And then I started just to watch this healing process, and it's been really amazing to be on this healing journey with you guys. I just want to say that. I know a lot of people are saying it's going to be really sad, and it might be. There might be sad moments. But I also know that now, knowing why her family gathered, that makes my heart so happy, because she went home with her family.
Yeah.
And on that Thursday night, what we did is we were watching. That's what we did for our prayer meditation. We watched the Lime Kiln, the Whale Museum live stream, and we were saying we were breathing in that gathering. We were breathing in the water. We were breathing in the water with her mom there and everything, and we were exhaling it out to her. And at the end of our meditation, we were breathing in her energy and exhaling her home. And so I'm really comforted by that. So I just kind of want to remind people that while this might bring up a lot of sadness, please remember that what this did was let her go home to her family. And if we can stay in that space, or try to bring ourselves back to that space, we will all get through this together, as we have over this last year. So I just wanted to share that because it was interesting to watch, random episodes last night, just to see that process, and how we've been able to do that because we've done it together. So, which is why it's so important that we're doing this as a gathering, and a gathering of hearts from everyone she's touched. So, and some people are putting in the comments, that we are in this together, and I think that, it's really, I don't know. I just want to thank you guys. I guess is what I'm trying to say, because I was in that space of being back there, and I know everyone's gonna experience that, and remember that she's home, man. She's good. She's so good. I just want to check in, Ma. Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, you took me right back there, and how totally devastated we were on that Friday. And I know I still carry the guilt that I felt I knew what was happening, but just didn't accept it. And ultimately, it's what she wanted. She wanted to go home, but not the home we wanted her to go to. And that was her decision to go. And she is just so powerful and so strong in spirit, and still bringing us all together. There's people still, contact all of us I know and say, oh, I love Toki, and I've only just found TokiTV, and she's still bringing people together and still pushing us to do the right thing. So carry that in your heart, that she's with us all on next Sunday. She's always with us.
Thanks, Ma. And you have some good to say. And why did she bring us all together?
Yeah.
Why? You know, what is her legacy, and how can we help, and what can we continue to do? And we all know what we can do, and continue to do. And there's a lot of people doing a lot of things about breaching the dams, and you know, just really just reminding people that she brought us together for a reason, you know, and we'll keep doing that. And people are typing in, yep, she did that to save her family, you know, and so we'll continue to do that. Let me check in, Deborah.
I am just in a space of gratitude. Just so much gratitude that a being of such grace and beauty would reach out and touch me and touch everyone I know. It's just gratitude for her and everything that she ever taught and everything that she ever gave us. I love her so. Yeah. I want to cry.
Christina, is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, I'm like with Deb and Ma. I'm so happy that we all were brought together. I mean, I guess I'm not so happy that she didn't go home the way I wanted her to, you know, but I am so happy that she brought us all together and that we're working hard to save her family. And yeah, so I'm full of gratitude as well. I'm still going through the process. So yeah. But looking forward to gathering of hearts.
Yeah, me too. Alma?
Yeah, so it's hard to believe that it's been almost a year. And I couldn't be more grateful to have gone through this past year with you all. And just the friendships that have come out of this are most precious to me. But in preparation for next week, I've been meditating on, kind of intentions, and some things have come up like reverence. The word reverence keeps coming up, which is, the reverence for Mother Earth, the reverence for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's, the place where humans and orcas have come together for centuries. And the orcas actually, we know now, they come there to tell us things. And I mean, just that's the deepest reverence I can imagine, is them coming to communicate with us. Joy has also come up. Like when the super pods are together and you see them breaching, and you just feel this joyfulness of them being together. I think we're going to feel that as well. And I hope we feel that as well, not just sadness. And the third one that comes up is momentum. The inspiration we all give each other to activate, to do actions. And I can't wait for us to do a big one. And I know it's coming. And I think this is going to be part of that momentum for us to do some more planning, to take some bigger actions. So that's what's come up for me.
Thanks, Alma.
You're welcome.
Erin.
Oh, you're controlling the mute. Okay. Just goosebumps and sweaty palms with what you guys are all saying. I was actually watching them from the top of the lighthouse that afternoon. And I can absolutely say with absolute certainty that they were sending messages, that they were there. It felt different. It felt intentional.
Yeah.
And the fact that I could be at the top of the lighthouse watching it, witnessing it, was just mind blowing. And that place is really special, and I know that everyone feels that way. The more we can just be there together, I just wholeheartedly agree that, you know, everyone is, it's just like such an amazing place. And my whole goal is like inspiring on to action. Exactly. That place is already inspiring. How can we continue that inspiration into action and doing better for the planet, the places we love, the people we love, things we love, you know? So I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful that, you know, I can be a part of this too. And yeah, I think this is going to be a really wonderful gathering, and there's more to come. Absolutely. So, Mishka.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Howard.
Wow. What can I say but Haishka, thank you to all. I'm learning as I'm hearing all of your words. It's beautiful. And it's heightening ever more my spiritual awakening that Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's has brought me. Really, I mean, over the decades, gradually, I came to appreciate her more and more, to understand her character, her strength, her joy of living, her compassion, her kindness, and that all impressed me so much. But that day, that Thursday, um, even though I was watching on my phone, you know, I wish I had been there, but I had that same feeling. This is above and beyond anything I've seen before. This behavior, this, you know, and I had no idea what was happening in Miami at that same time, just a few hours before Toki's last breath. But they sure looked like they knew, and that they were telling us something. They seemed to be, you know, in sync, feeling that wave from Miami. And that has really opened my heart and my mind, my understanding, my spiritual awareness. I don't even know how to say it, but it really, she and her family have brought me, and I think, you know, many of us, so much of uh, awe and mystery and wonder and appreciation. And uh, I just, I feel that so strongly. And that place, that shoreline at Sk'aliCh'elh holds some deep and very long term, long ancient significance for the whales. And I think, you know, when we go there, it's like that's where we go to open our hearts to the whales, and that's what I hope we do. And I feel it coming. So I'm just hugely looking forward to being there with you all. I'm learning from you all, and I'm seeing how we're all learning from Toki and her family.
It's beautiful, Howard. Thank you. It's perfect that we're doing it there. I know some people have said, "Why are you guys doing it there? We have to get the ferry," and I get that, but they met there to welcome her home. So we should be there virtually or in person to give them our love as we do. That's perfect that we're doing it there. Thank you for talking about that, Howard. The depth and sacredness of that place for her and her family. Thank you. Deb Cruz, anything you want to share? Oops, you're muted. We finally get her to talk, and she is muted.
Well, to keep the idea that the gathering of the hearts is not just something to do in August, but to do every day. To continue expanding and opening our hearts, our soul, our spirits, those private, deep parts of us, to not just the water, to the air, to, the orcas and the salmon, but to look around you where you're at any given point in time, at any place, and see that all is sacred and worthy of our attention and honor.
Thanks, Deb Cruz. Honor and respect. I remember those words from Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's as we were sitting in Miami and in the hospital. And honor and respect was the request, and we can continue to do that. I also want to just make sure everyone remembers wherever you are, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, wherever you are in this moment and on the 18th and on any day leading up to and after, is perfect. It's exactly where you should be. So if you're feeling sad, it's okay. If you're feeling happy, that's okay. Wherever you are is absolutely perfect because you were chosen to be part of this. And there's no wrong way to be, and as far as your emotions go. But showing up in honor and respect and with good intentions, absolutely will create that space for for everybody else. So I just want to say that. I mean, we all know we're in charge of our own emotions, but I think sometimes people feel guilt if they're feeling happy, or sometimes people feel guilt if they're feeling sad. And there's none of that. It's perfect wherever you are. It's perfect. And when I say wherever you are, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, I also mean wherever you are in location. So if you're in the UK, and if you're in, it doesn't matter where you are. If you're sitting near a lake, if you're, sitting in your house at that time, it's perfect. Where you are is perfect. So just please remember that on that day, and as you prep yourself. So yeah, just want to say that. I'm gonna circle back to Sk'aliCh'elh and see if there's anything further you want to add, since we all kind of went through our processing.
Well, I think it's just something that I remind myself that the loss and the grief are my feelings. Ancestors called her home, and she willingly went. That was her choice. So through this process, it's honoring and respecting her choice, her family's choice, and know that what we're feeling is the human part, where she's transcended and where she lives and how she guides us is, we like to say, she walks with the ancestors. She's happy. But we are humans, so we're going to go through this cycle of grief and loss. But we need to remember that's our feelings. She is feeling blessed. She is feeling gratitude. She is swimming in her best way in the purest of waters with her family. She still keeps in contact and joins her family. She's not alone at all. It's perfect for her where she's at. So we can feel how we feel as human beings, but no, my belief is, and what ancestors teach me and what she teaches me, she's where she's supposed to be. And she loves us all.
Thank you, Raynell. She's free. She's well. She is whole. She is home. Absolutely. Well, I am just so grateful for you guys on the screen and everyone who's also helped plan. Next Sunday, it's going to be beautiful. I don't have much else to say about the event. Just please keep tabs on the Facebook event page. I put the link in there. Quite a few people have responded. I will request that if you are coming and you haven't gone to the Facebook page and clicked on going, please do that. Kind of gives us an idea. I have no idea how many people are going to be there. I know at least, I'm guessing at least 100 will be there, and could be more. But if you know you're going, go click that little going box on the Facebook event page, please. And yeah, I'm not having a lot of words today. Howard, kick it to you. Poor Howard. When I don't know what to say, I give it to Howard all the time. Have you noticed?
Well, I don't have more that I can expound upon. This is all just building. It's like a spiritual preparation. It's like a cleansing. It's like a sweat house that we're all kind of cleansing our minds and bodies and hearts for this event, and I feel that it is really going to bring out a whole new shared awakening and spiritual oneness that we hear one heart and one mind is how to come together, how to gather, and that the gathering is this spiritual event, that is sacred when we come together. That itself, it isn't that we come to honor, certainly not only that we come to honor Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's and her family, but that we are then part of that whole spiritual gathering. We are part of the sacred event and of the moment. And I think we'll feel that way. I think it'll be beautiful, and it'll be joyful. It'll be fun. It'll be musical. It'll be, everything that happens when communities come together. But I think it will take us to a new level of spiritual, awakening and awareness. Well, I hate to make predictions because then there's expectations, so who knows? But I think it'll be an incredibly beautiful and ceremonial, spiritual event, and I'm so looking forward.
It will be. Thank you. And the gathering has begun, you guys. It's already begun. Erin.
I'll unmute myself. Well, and I just, as you're saying stuff too, it is a kickoff. The 18th is a kickoff to what's going to be an amazing week too, which is just naturally occurring. It's not like it was planned at all, because later in that week we're having another gathering at Lime Kiln, and with a lot of Indigenous cultural Coast Salish aspects as well, of the family that was divided by the Canadian-U.S. border coming together. And the whole theme that's happening for that is moving forward together and erasing that line and bringing the families back together that were divided by that Thursday the 22nd, and then the Saturday the 25th is Johnny Moses, at the community theater here, doing his amazing storytelling, and and then White Swan Environmental is going to be here Sunday. So it's just this whole week from Sunday to Sunday of absolute cultural, phenomenal cultural things that are going on that are unprecedented, that there is this healing going on. And San Juan Island in particular is just a real epicenter for that. It's been known that way for a long time. So it's just, I hope that people can come Sunday and stay as long as possible, because it's just going to be this continuous momentum through the whole week. I feel like, as it is, that we're already experiencing right now, that is going to go beyond that week too. But I think that it's like kind of amazing how this week is coming together, and Sunday with this event, with the Toki event, is really kicking it off. And I'm so excited for the whole week. Yeah, so hopefully, I just want to let people know that if you can, stick around or come back or something.
Well, and all of those that you just talked about, about bringing families back together. She's back with her family, so it's absolutely perfect. And then she's so good at creating family, because look at everyone in that Toki's Legacy group. She created that. She touched the right people. I'll say that. That's for sure. She absolutely got the right people. Okay. Well, we have about 10 minutes left. Is there anyone that has any burning Ask Me Anything questions for Howard? Christina.
No, for all of us.
I have a very serious question. This is very important, Howard. What's your favorite color? No, for real. I want to know.
Purple. Purple. It's a blend of many colors.
Good color.
Yes.
That's a good color. No, really, I just wanted to say, everyone, you're beautiful, but I got these postcards. I got 50. Peggy and I will be there. I got a table. And because to me, the most important thing for Toki's legacy is to save her family. And I would like everyone to not just scribble a, quick note, like take a minute and actually kind of write like they're blank. Mm-hmm. One side has this, and then they're blank. So you just need to take a second and just write a nice letter, and not a letter. I mean, a note. It's just a note, right? So I really, really hope that I get all of these signed, and everyone. Peggy's bringing some. Deb Ellers is bringing some. So we're gonna have a lot of postcards that need to be sending to President Biden and Cantwell is what we decided. Those were the two important people. And for those other people that aren't going to be there, you can do that the same at home. Yep. So please, that's what I have to say. Okay.
That's spiritual work for Toki and her family.
Absolutely.
Breach the dams, save her family.
Yep. Oh, did I not say that? I mean, I just figured everyone knew what I was talking about.
And when I say it out loud again, it reminds me. So Marcia and Q are traveling from Florida, and in their their what's it called? Their trailer is just so cute, and it's got Toki's tail in the back, and going around and talking to anyone and everyone. And they stopped here in Albuquerque, and it's just neat to hear people here in New Mexico saying, breach the dam, save her family, and that's the energy that they're spreading in their magical pixie dust on their journeys, is how I see it, because they're bringing awareness to people all along the way who wouldn't have a clue about what's going on with the southern resident orcas. So it just goes to show you guys, and just like our sweet guest last week, 14 years old on her second book and out there spreading awareness, and got to meet Jane Goodall, and just everyone doing the work. Like you said, Christina, you don't have to be at a specific event to do the work, and work harder, right now.
Work harder, speak louder.
Speak louder. That's right. Work harder and speak louder. Absolutely.
Well, and Rosie always likes to say, okie dokie.
Yeah.
Here we go, okie dokie.
That's so sweet. I don't see any burning questions from anyone for you or anyone else on the screen, Howard. So maybe that'll be another episode. This one was very focused on the event coming up, but I think that's where our focus should be. And again, the gathering's begun, you guys. So just hold each other up, love each other all week, and then we will see you next week, Howard.
Well, I want to mention something. It's a little bit of a side note, but it's right in keeping with what we're talking about. Just in the past hour, I was sent a documentary that Raynell says some beautiful things in, and I was in, but it tells stories that I have never heard before, starting with Hugo's capture in 1968 in Puget Sound. And the arc of the story and the things that are said are high impact, deep emotion, and eye opening. And I think it's a really powerful documentary. I don't know if I can share it yet. You probably got your copy too in the last hour, Raynell. I don't know, but I'm sure they're sharing with everyone who is in it. So anyway, I just think it's called Echoes of the Sound. The story of Hugo and the southern resident orcas, and it tells it so beautifully, and I'm just so elated that his story is being told. I really have not heard that much. I've known, the dates and sort of what happened, but I've never heard the first person witnesses of his capture and how his family, which was including Toki, stayed there. They, it was much like Penn Cove. They netted them all, took the ones they wanted, and opened the nets, but the family would not leave. They stayed right there. The captives were strapped on the side of a boat, and the family stayed with the boat with them, supporting them, communicating with them the whole way, and how it left a deep, indelible impression on the people who saw it. That it changed them, is how they said it, and I had just not heard that. It's very similar. Not as many whales captured, but very similar to Penn Cove in all of those ways that it affected people and what they saw and what happened. Anyway, and that's only the beginning of this documentary. So it's a really beautiful one, and when I can share it, I surely will. I've asked them if I can. So we will. You don't make a documentary not to be shared, so it will be shared sooner or later. But anyway, that's something we can look forward to seeing.
Awesome. That's really, really great. I'm really happy to hear that. His story is going to be told as well. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the producers, their company is called Two Girls Take on the World.
Sounds cool.
It's two sisters, Emma and Annie Stofke, and I really don't know their background. I mean, they're students, and yet they put out this beautiful documentary.
Very cool. Let's see if we can get it on here. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we will.
Awesome. Ula is signing off and getting ready to get on a flight here in a few hours, I think, or needs to get a couple hours sleep. She's headed here for Gathering the Heart. So Ula, we can't wait to see you. Maria, same thing, from Germany. So many people, you guys. This is going to be a beautiful event. Maybe we'll have more information about the documentary next week that we can share as well. And gosh, I don't know. Anybody want to say anything else? Raise your hand on the screen.
See you tomorrow, Ula.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, we'll see you all next week. And I was so like enthralled listening about this thing. I didn't get the outro music ready. I'm so sorry. So we're just gonna like cut it off today. We're just gonna say goodbye. We're gonna cut it off. But love you guys, and we'll see you all next week.
There it is. All right. See you next week.